What's up, Matt from HVAC here. Today's video going to be finally weighing this after I think this has been finished for 4 years now, and probably the most common question I get whenever I take it to a track day or any event. The first thing I get asked is how much power does it make. The second thing I get asked is how much does it weigh, and I've never known the answer. I've got an idea roughly of what I think it weighs. Obviously the main chassis of it is an MX-5, so I know an MX-5 weighs about a ton. I definitely took a lot of weight out of the MX-5, but then I've added quite a bit back in. So there's a pretty extensive roll cage. Obviously it now has a steel body. All of this is obviously steel arches, boot lid is fiberglass, doors are fiberglass, front end is fiberglass, and then where there was quite a heavy front sort of structure of the MX-5 is now tubular. There's obviously no interior in it. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be lighter than the MX-5 was. Also, I've turbocharged it, which when the box of all the parts of that turned up, I couldn't believe how heavy it was. So that's added a significant bit of weight back into it. So yeah, be really interesting to see what it weighs. So get your guesses in the comments now. I'm going to be using my budget corner weights again, or scales. Whoops. These will take 300 kilos each, so we'll just jack it up, stick it on there. Normally I would level these with so I'll just use this long straight edge with a spirit level on it, and then run that, you know, that way across them and that way, and just level them up with the feet. But I just want to see the weight, so we're not going to bother with that for the minute. Got stuff everywhere at the moment because unbelievably I'm moving again, which is a sore subject for another video. But yeah, so I'll get this jacked up, get the scales in place, you get your guesses in. So that is 930 kilos, 270 horsepower. Someone can work out the horsepower per ton for that. It wasn't quite 50-50 front to back, a little bit more front heavy, but I'd be willing to bet that before I turboed it and added the intercooler and all the turbo and everything, I would be willing to bet there would have been pretty bang on 50-50, because this turbo kit did add a significant amount of weight. You wouldn't think it, but like I said, when all that stuff turned up on a pallet, it was heavy. And when I first drove it, it felt really twitchy on the front. When I went to stick a jack underneath the front of it, I noticed my jack was hitting on the bottom, and normally it just clears. So I measured it, and the front was actually 10 mil lower on the front than it was previously. So I wound the coilovers up to where it was before, which was basically just above the height of my jack, and then it felt like it was how it was before in terms of handling. So that shows how much difference that weight makes. But overall, I actually do regret turbocharging this. It's the second time that I've done it to a car. About 10-12 years ago I had a Mark II Escort which had a Vauxhall red top, set of carbs on it, and I turboed that and sort of felt the same as I do about this. It was more fun to drive and it was more rewarding to drive with less power in it. So yeah, obviously it's faster with this in terms of lap times. It's not as much faster as you would think. Like when you drive this, it feels like it should be 10 seconds a lap faster. I think having a little blast in the Mini just really brought back what it is I enjoy about it. The other thing is the sound of it. Like I want the car to sound how it looks like it should sound, and it doesn't. And I personally think turboed cars sound a bit anyway. But what it comes down to mainly is, you know, what I get out of driving it. I got a lot more enjoyment out of driving the car when it was naturally aspirated with less power. And I want to open the bonnet and look at it and go, yes, that looks like it should be there. And this doesn't look like it should be there. It goes like a rocket, performance-wise, you know, I know a lot of people are going to think I'm mad for wanting to take that out, but form over function, I want it to be something that I want it to be, you know, more than I care about it being as fast as it can be. And actually, that's rubbish anyway, because there are sections of the track, like at Thruxton, where I was going fast around the corners when it was naturally aspirated because I was just holding the throttle flat to the floor everywhere. Obviously the straights and stuff like that is where it was making up its time, but in the corners there was really nothing in it. So yeah, time for an engine swap, I guess, is what I'm saying. Had quite a few people interested in those scales. I'll put the link again in the description. That's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.